Welcome to the Cabbage Patch. I'm Dad.
I'm Tommy. I'm Gus.
And today we are going to play, or we did play rather, Caribbean, right? So I think we've got the lighting such that that's not completely glared out. Caribbean is another pirate ship game.
Yeah.
We like pirate ship games.
This is finishing our
Pirate series, right?
For at least a while. It's a trilogy.
It's a Rio Grande Games game. It's for 2 to 4 players. And the goal is to sail around the Caribbean
and get as much treasure as
and
you
get
can.
as much treasure as possible. So for 3 players, that meant we needed 41 gold. So the way that we play the game is each player gets these cards, and they're numbered -1 through 5, including the 0. Right, so we put that there. There's a 5. There's a -1. And there's a 0. So there's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And the object of the game is to bribe the pirates to do your bidding. And the thing you want them to do is you want them to, if you can see right here, there's a little treasure token here that's in the port of Havana. You want to bribe this ship, which has a little E on it. I think you can see that in the camera.
Evita.
And it's got a ship name called Evita, right? You want to bribe the captain of the Evita to go to Havana and pick up treasure and bring it back to one of your colored ports.
For example, I'm green, Gus is blue.
And I'm yellow.
Yeah.
So in an example move, we would all secretly bid one of these cards to try to get the Evita to move. So if we bid, if I bid 5 rum barrels and I won, then the Evita would move 1 into the port, pick up the treasure. Oops, she fell over. Right? The treasure would go on the back. That's 8,000 doubloons. 3, 4, 5. Almost back to one of my yellow safe ports. Once I land in a yellow safe port, I get to collect the treasure and turn it into the actual doubloon tokens, which look like that.
But if I won...
But if you won, then you would have done the other thing.
And speaking of ties...
Well, we haven't gotten to the bidding mechanic yet. So, at the beginning of each turn,
okay,
you take your, I think there's 6 cards, right? There's mine, right? How many cards are there? 1, 2, I think there's 7. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 cards. And you secretly put your bid. Gus, let's put your bid marker over here, right? So Gus's bid marker, if you can see that, it's got the names of the ships on it. Right? So we each secretly take one of our cards and put it in front of the name of the ship. So if I really want Evita to move, I might put a 5 there. And then we put the other things there. The -1 is special, and we'll get to that in a second. You hold one of your cards back as a tiebreaker, right? So we do all this, and you put your cards down, and then we start revealing. We don't take turns. We start revealing them.
and if you get a tie...
We start revealing them in alphabetical order. So we start with saying, okay, everybody reveal the card for Ariba. And I have a 0. And Gus has, whatever, a 5, and Tommy has a 3. Gus would get to move the Ariba, which is way over here, 5 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And as you move, if you move through a port that's got a treasure, you pick the treasure up, right?
Yeah.
If you move next to a ship that's got a treasure, you can take the treasure from that ship. If you have a treasure on your ship, and you move next to another ship, you can put that treasure on the other ship. And last but not least, if you finally move into one of your safe ports, like we did over here, you get the money that's marked on the treasure token, which in this case was 5,000. So you'd take a coin.
silver.
Right?
Silver equals 5, bronze equals 1,
So
gold equals 10.
And gold equals 10. So you're blind bidding to determine who gets to move the ship. So nobody knows how many barrels of rum I've given to the pirate captain of the Evita. It matters only when we turn them over, right?
Right. So let's do that.
Well, we just did that. So we've explained it. There's a playthrough video that we'll link at the end, right?
But let's show ties.
Right. So when you have a tie, so if we both put down a 5 for the Evita, and we reserve one of these cards, I've reserved a 4,
And me too.
Oh, well, then that's a complete tie. So let's pretend you reserved the 3.
Reserve the 3.
Right.
T gets the.
So whoever's tiebreaker was bigger wins and moves the ship. And then, of course, last but not least, if somebody puts down a -1, you move the ship 5 spaces -1,
Yeah, which is 4.
which would be 4. Sometimes ships don't move at all. Sometimes you don't have to. You don't have to break a tie. You don't have to say I want to break the tie. You can sort of generally decline it, and then the ship doesn't move. Or Gus can say he's breaking the tie. I can say, I'm not going to break the tie. Then we turn our tiebreakers over, and then Gus wins because he's got ahead and said I want to break the tie. So his tiebreaker goes to -0, right? So that's how it works, and it plays pretty quick. I think we played the session before. It was maybe a half an hour.
Yeah, maybe. If not, maybe 45 minutes.
Maybe 45 minutes. It's a pretty quick game. Let's see, what do I like about it? These tokens are pretty cool. I need to get some glue to keep them held together, but they're little 3-dimensional ship tokens that
Still not as
they
cool
put
as,
together.
Still not as cool as ours.
Which reason I haven't replaced them is 1, they've got the ship names on them, and 2, they've got this little slot that you put the treasure on so that the treasure can move around the board. You start off with 6 treasures. You draw new treasures to replenish the ones out there, and then it's always a matter of moving the ships back and forth. But I like the components here; they're cool. The map is pretty cool. It's a really sort of contracted Caribbean, right? So you got Cuba, you've got the Dominican Republic, you've got Puerto Rico, you've got
Caracas?
parts of Central America and South America. So it's a lot smaller than the real world is. But it's pretty cool. It's got real place names, and that's fun. I like the fact that you can move the ships around, and then on the next turn, you might not get to keep moving that ship, right? Right. All right, so Gus, what's the most important rule to remember?
Your ship has a treasure and a lot of treasure. What treasure in general?
Yeah.
And
put your highest number on.
Right, so you want to bid high on that. Okay, that's
bid
a
high
good rule.
on the thing next to the
Can't-
highest gold.
Can't have more than 1 treasure on the ship. That's an important
yeah.
rule. What about you? What's your most important rule?
Only. Let's see.
2 ships can't do what?
Be in the same space.
Be in the same space. So if I've got a ship over here in the yellow thing, and I need to get the Evita over here, the Evita can't get there because there's another ship there, right?
And then I might commandeer the Evita.
And somebody might commandeer it. So you want to get the ships out of the ports as quickly as you can, especially if it's your port. Let's see. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward, pretty fast, pretty quick, pretty interesting game.
What didn't we like about this game?
I don't know. What didn't you like about the game? Losing? Because Tommy won, right? Yeah, losing's never Gus's favorite.
There's another one.
What's the other one?
The fact that other people can steal your
The fact that other people can steal your
treasure.
treasure and your ship, right?
Yeah.
If you've invested all this time and money and rum into getting this ship down here loaded up with treasure, and then you're almost back to your port,
But then
and then
someone
bids a 5
and then you pull
and a tiebreaker, and then they
his
take the
higher.
treasure and they take it to their port instead, and they get the treasure.
And then you get a little mad.
And then you get a little mad. All right, so it's a fun pirate game.
Give it a 2.
You're gonna give it a 2? I haven't gotten to
And if
the
you're
question
close-
yet.
And if you're close enough, like have 3 gold, and 4 a silver and 4 copper.
Yeah.
Any treasure at all is going to
Any treasure at all is going to let you win. So we play to the end of the round, and then we add up the treasure, and whoever got to, for a 3-player game, it's 41,000. For a 4-player game, it goes even faster. It's only 31,000. If there were just 2 of us, it'd be 60,000. So 2 to 4 players, fun pirate ships. There's no actual fighting. I think the fighting might be implied when a ship takes a treasure from somebody else. And it's kind of like a card game where you're bidding stuff.
Except
So-
the cards are made out of cardboard.
Except for the cards. Well, the cards are made out of card, right? All right. So what are we gonna give it, Gus?
2.
You're not Gus.
2.
Gus gives it 2 cabbages. Tommy,
2
now you can say 2 cabbages. I'm gonna go ahead and give it 2 cabbages as well. It's a pretty solid game.
A
So
nice
it's,
6 cabbages.
Yeah, a solid 6 cabbages. We're all very happy with it. We've played it a number of times. We figured it would be a nice round out to our pirate ship series, right? So we played Privateer and Cape Horn, and now we played Caribbean.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that rounds off the trilogy so far of pirate
That rounds
games.
out the trilogy of pirate games. Maybe we'll play an adventure game next, and we'll get it round out that.
And if we get any more, the trilogy will turn into a quadrilogy.
Yeah, exactly.
And so on and so on.
And
so on.
yeah, exactly.
And maybe you can leave a comment and ask and tell us a board game that we should play next.
Oh, tell us maybe a ship-based board game that we can play next. That's a good idea.
Or just no other or game in general.
All right. Well, I think that's it. You want to do the outro?
Like, subscribe, and hit that bell.
Like,
Eat plenty of cabbages. Not us, though.
like, subscribe, hit that bell,
Eat plenty of cabbages.
but
And
not us.
One note before ending.
No, we haven't ended
It
yet.
might be for. If you leave a comment and we don't have that game, it might be a bit before we play the game.
We'll see what we can do about that.
Yeah,
We got a lot of
because
games though. So,
If we don't have it, we're probably gonna have to buy it.
all right. Well, thank you everybody for watching. That's the end of this review, and
We'll see you
see you next time.